In the air tonight, take over your mind, let it hypnotize. Feel it in your skin, slowly it begins, like a drug so high. In the air tonight, take over your mind, let it hypnotize. Feel it in your skin, slowly it begins, like a drug so high. In the air tonight, take over your mind, let it hypnotize. Feel it in your skin, slowly it begins.
Good evening. It's Megan Fox. I'm here. I'm back. I had to cut the stream short today because I had to take my oldest daughter to the dentist where she had 2 cavities filled and got nitrous oxide for the first time. And it was so funny. Oh my gosh. I laughed so hard. It was hysterical. I was live tweeting it and it was so funny. She has a problem with Novocaine. It doesn't work for her very well. And so I asked the doctor this time, could you just give her some nitrous? And apparently, if you're willing to pay for it, they're willing to give it to you. So, oh God, she was laughing hysterically. And she was like, I don't know why I'm laughing. She's fine. Her mouth is a little sore now, but she wasn't feeling any pain during the procedure. So that's good. But we were dying. We were laughing so hard. The best thing was after it kicked in, the doctor comes in and he's like, so how you doing? And she's laying in the chair. And this was her response. She goes, good. Fist in the air. Like, good. Like a cheerleader. It was so funny. I could not stop laughing. I could not. And then during the procedure, I hear the assistant like, should I get the tongue depressor? And he's like, yeah, I think you better get the tongue depressor. And it turns out, the doctor had his fingers in her mouth. She kept licking it. She was like, her tongue couldn't stop. She didn't even know she was doing it. It was so funny. I'm going to remember that forever. I'm going to tell that story forever. I told her, I said, you're so lucky I didn't videotape it. We can make $1 million on YouTube with this. Oh man, it was funny. It was so funny. And she was so loud, and she's never loud. She's my quiet child. And she was just, oh, it was so funny. It was so great. I was teasing her so bad. The next time when we told her what she was doing, she started laughing, and then she's like, I can't help it. I don't know what I'm doing. And then he went back in to go do the other side, and I was like, now try not to lick the dentist. It was so funny. Oh man, it was a good time. The dentist was like, maybe I should send you home with some of this. This seems to work really well for you. Zero anxiety. So that's the way to beat the dentist, folks. Double up on whatever they'll give you. The laughing gas. Oh man, that was funny. I wish I had it on tape. Okay, we got to get to what we were doing earlier today when I ran out of time. So I gave you some of the background on this case. So Pornhub is owned by a company called MindGeek, which has a bunch of other subsidiaries and stuff. And they've all been sued in multi-million dollar suits, 500 million here, 300 million there, by like class action suits. But the most recent lawsuit has been brought by the mother of a minor child, who is suing Pornhub for not only keeping exploitive material on the website, but refusing to take it down, distributing it across the world. And it was very, very clearly child pornography, according to the lawsuit. This one somehow escaped my notice. Oh, by the way, hey Rumble, what's going on? I'm live on Rumble too, in case you guys want to watch me over there. Rumble is going, and there is a live chat on Locals as well. meganfox.locals.com. We are going to talk about. Yeah, this is a surprise. I had to cut the stream short today because I had to take Spawn to the dentist, which turned out to be a fantastic interlude to my day because she was so funny, all hopped up on nitrous. It was hysterical. All right, so there is the latest lawsuit was filed in October by a mother of a child. Now, I'm giving you the warning now. This is not a stream that any minor child should be listening to because we're going to read the lawsuit and it's not good. It's probably one of the worst things you've ever heard. And as I have been reading through, and I haven't read the whole thing, I'm going to read it with you. As I've been reading through it, I keep getting this Epstein feeling. It's just my gut. My gut is just saying to me, this sounds like an Epstein thing. It sounds like he's connected to this somehow, or these people who run Pornhub are connected to Epstein, like they all have financial backgrounds like JP Morgan Chase. And by the way, Epstein had a JP Morgan Chase connection as well. They even had to come out and like denounce their connection to him or whatever. One of their big time financial advisors was in bed with Epstein. A lot of finance guys behind it, a lot of what else? There was Cornell University, actually, as one of the investors of MindGeek, which is, also this biggest porn creator ever. What did you miss, Matt? Not much. We're going to go over the lawsuit against Pornhub that was brought by the parent of a minor child, who says that the exploitive material of the child who was exploited by this criminal, he distributed this material all over Pornhub and they wouldn't take it down. Okay, let's get some background though on the criminal case, because there's two cases we're talking about here. We're talking about the criminal case where the perpetrator of the crime was arrested and given a serious jail sentence for once. And then we're going to talk about the lawsuit that was filed against Pornhub and the shady and almost non-existent person behind Pornhub, whose name is Bernard Bergamair. So I think he goes by two different names. No one seems to know who this guy is. There's very few photographs of him. He's only been confronted by one small podcaster. I'm going to play some of that for you because it's really unbelievable. It's like, why don't we all know who this guy is? How come we don't know his face? He runs I think it's the second biggest porn company in the world. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry and nobody knows who this guy is. He somehow manages to avoid the cameras. There's no media camped out on his doorstep finding out why he allows child exploitation on Pornhub to go not only not taken down, but distributed, marketed, put all over the place. Sounds like a totally real name. Well, he's born. We're going to get into the background of who he is, but right now, let's go over to the article that will tell us about. I think it's on the Justice Department website. Hold on. Man sentenced to 40 years for sexual exploitation of a child. That's what we're going to read first. Yeah, he's been on camera. We've seen his face, and I'm going to show you his face. But it's weird that we don't all know who he is. Like, he should be a household name by now. Like, really. Why are people covering up for him? Like, he's involved in multi-million-dollar lawsuits alleging human trafficking, exploitation, child exploitation, CP, all this terrible stuff. You know what? I'm just going to quiet. I'm not going to censor myself this cannot be censored. It's going to be demonetized. So send in the super chats, send in the Rumble rants, because I'm not going to censor myself when we talk about child porn and the distribution of it, and also what's being done to children and not being done to protect them. All right. The Justice Department released this in 2022. He was tried and found guilty. Man sentenced to 40 years for sexual exploitation of a child, advertising child porn, and distribution of child porn. On Tuesday, May 17th of 2022, Rocky Shea Franklin, a 36-year-old residing in Greenville, Alabama, during the commission of his crimes, was sentenced to 480 months in prison for sexual exploitation of a child, advertising child pornography, and distribution of child pornography, announced United States Attorney Sandra J. Stewart and Federal Bureau of Investigation Special Agent in charge Paul Brown. Following his 40-year prison sentence, Franklin will be on supervised release for the remainder of his life and will be required to register as a sex offender. There is no parole in the federal system. Well, we can be thankful for that, I guess. According to Franklin's plea agreement and other court records, an investigation began in 2019 when law enforcement received numerous reports from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, identifying an IP address associated with suspected online child porn activity. The IP address was affiliated with a residence in Greenville, Alabama. While investigating the reports at the suspected location, Franklin was identified as a person of interest, and multiple electronic devices were searched. Analysis of the devices confirmed Franklin's involvement. During a plea hearing that took place on July 28, 2021, Franklin specifically admitted that in the summer of 2018, he used, induced, and enticed 2 minors to engage in sexually explicit conduct for the purpose of producing a visual depiction. In addition, Franklin acknowledged that from May 30th, 2019 through October 11th, 2019, he uploaded multiple videos to a pornography website. Franklin did so from various locations in Greenville, Alabama, and Montgomery, Alabama. The videos contain visual depictions of minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct. Franklin advertised these files through the website and requested a monetary fee for distribution. Franklin also admitted to distributing child pornography on at least 3 occasions using various online accounts and platforms. First, on February 15, 2019, Franklin used a messenger app to send 2 videos of 2 minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct. Then, on October 11, 2019, Franklin sent links to another individual, knowing that the linked websites contained pornographic images and videos of children. Lastly, Franklin admitted that on May 11, 2019, he knowingly transported child pornography by uploading the files to one of his online accounts. Based on this conduct, during the July 2021 plea hearing, Franklin pleaded guilty to 2 counts of the sexual exploitation of a child, 1 count of advertising child pornography, and 2 counts of distribution of child pornography. All right, then the U.S. attorney had things to say, blah, 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 in protecting children, which is good, yay. It's like a press release, though. I don't want to read the whole thing. So he goes to jail for 40 years. However, what law enforcement doesn't do is go after the platforms where this information was trafficked, where it was sold, where people purchased it. Which is unbelievable to me. I'm like, we're missing something here, Department of Justice or State Department, whoever. We're missing something. What are we missing? I know, the distributor. Why didn't the distributor get nailed for this? And the distributor just happened to be Pornhub. And here's how we know that, because there is a lawsuit by the child's mother filed in a federal court. I believe it is the district court. So I think this is federal court. I'm pretty sure the United States District Court for the Middle District of Alabama, Northern District is federal court. But hold on, let me get this up on the screen. Blurple Dragon, thanks for the super chat, says these pedos are disgusting. Love you, Megan and chat buds. It's good to see the chat back again. Can't believe you're here or for a second time today. All right, let's see. Yeah, it is very similar, you guys, to what Twitter was doing before Elon Musk, like refusing to take stuff down even when victims asked them to. Like, hey, I was a minor. I was trafficked. Look, this was clearly a minor. Why are you putting this out there? Hang on, I lost my Rumble chat. Where's Rumble? Oh, there you are. Hello, Rumble. All right, let me get back to it. Okay. This is the website that has we've got the lawsuit. Going to read it. This is plaintiff CV1 mother as next friend of and behalf of plaintiff CV1, a minor child, versus Rocky Shea Franklin, so the perpetrator, an individual, MG Free Sites Limited, doing business as Pornhub, a foreign entity, MG Free Sites 2 Limited, a foreign entity, MindGeek SARL, a foreign entity, MindGeek USA Incorporated, a Delaware corporation, MindGeek Content RT Limited, a foreign entity. Does anybody see anything wrong here so far? Also, MindGeek, a foreign entity, MG Billing Ltd, a foreign entity. Why does this company have so many names? But clearly something's going on. Clearly. Complaint for damages. Plaintiff CV1 mother, as next friend of and behalf of CV1, a minor child plaintiff, hereby files this complaint for damages against defendants Rocky Shea Franklin, MindGeek. Okay, I already read all that. I'm not going to read it again. All defendants referenced as defendants. In further support, the plaintiff states as follows. This lawsuit concerns perhaps one of the most disturbing courses of conduct imaginable, the exploitation of child molestation for profit. The MindGeek defendants are those entities who utilize their platforms in collaboration with defendant Franklin to disseminate obvious images and videos of child molestation, thereby profiting from their dissemination. Sorry, I'm trying to get my Zoom right. Plaintiff CVI was a minor child and a victim of childhood sexual victimization and trafficking. Videos and images depicting this egregious victimization were crime scenes sold, marketed, managed, possessed, and or disseminated. I like the way that this lawyer put this, that the images were crime scenes. These were not just images. They were crime scenes. And you sold them, you marketed them, you managed them, you possessed them, and you disseminated them. That's what you did. Internet infrastructure and or web-based platforms, collectively platforms owned, operated, supervised, managed, and or controlled by the MindGeek defendants. And my question is, why haven't these people been arrested? Why haven't the executives of this company or companies or whatever all these things are that are all connected under the same umbrella, why haven't these people been arrested and charged with a crime? Why does the mother of an abused child have to hire a private attorney and file a federal lawsuit to get some damn justice? Where's the FBI? Why hasn't the FBI kicked in the door of the guy who owns of Bernard Bergamair? Why haven't they done that? They've kicked in the door of Mar-a-Lago. I can never say that. Damn you, Trump, for having a stupid name for your golf club. They didn't have any trouble raiding Trump's house. And I mean, what was he accused of? Having a couple of documents that were classified that he's already seen? Yeah, they're too busy faking insurrections. Yeah, and they could be busy collecting their own. They were probably purchasing the porn from Pornhub. They were probably purchasing their own collection. I can't say Mar-a-Lago. It's like impossible. Every time I try, my tongue gets like stuck. All right. Getting back to it. Anyway, again, since I have to click off of here and I have to be on the other screen to read, I will not see stuff going by. I won't see your chat. So remind me if I miss anything good, okay? All right. Plaintiff CVI1 was a minor child and a victim of childhood sexual victimization and trafficking. Videos and images. Oh, wait, I already read that. Sorry. Number 3. Make no mistake, this lawsuit does not concern the voluntary act of consensual sex between adults, with the distribution occurring through their consent. The victims depicted in these images were obviously children. The dissemination of these videos to millions of viewers across the world continued, notwithstanding law enforcement's pleas to take them down because they contain child pornography. So here's what we learned from number 3. Law enforcement actually asked them to take it down. And they didn't, and then law enforcement didn't go arrest them? Why was it up to the parents of this kid to go file a lawsuit and get some justice when the cops knew before just to go before you say Mar-a-Lago, try licking a dentist. That's good. It's good. But honest to God, if the law enforcement tells you, hey, this is illegal, take it down, and you don't take it down, shouldn't that be the moment they come and kick in your door? Shouldn't that be the moment? Like, what were the cops doing? This is the only question I have so far, and that I'm going to have through this whole thing is, why didn't they go arrest these people? My God, you can go and kick down Trump's door to look for, I don't know, something that Sandy Bergamair might have stuffed down his pants at some point. But you can't go and arrest these guys who are selling images that are obviously children being exploited and disseminating them to millions of viewers. You know, if I were a creative prosecutor, I would tell a judge that I wanted to attach 1 year for every view that these things got for them in jail. So what would they get? 10 million years in jail? Yep, that sounds about right. If you can't put them under the jail, give them a 10 million year sentence. Good Lord. This is why children are second-class citizens. I'm telling you, the most heinous things can happen to children, and nobody cares. But they're going to go after Donald Trump for having a menu from a White House dinner or something, or from a state dinner. I don't know. Who knows what they found in there? I don't think they found anything. Good Lord. No, I did not lick the dentist. That was not me. All right, let's see. Number 4. The plaintiff brings this action against defendants who monetize child trafficking and sexual victimization. The plaintiff, CVI, was under 18 years of age when depicted in commercial sex acts and child pornography, which was then made available for viewing on the MindGeek defendants' platforms, multiple, in violation of the Trafficking Victims Protection Reauthorization Act. Okay, so why didn't they get arrested? They're in violation of this act amongst many other state and federal laws. Where are the federal police? Where are the federales when you need them? What are they doing? What are they doing? Oh, I know. They're setting up a guy with buffalo horns to walk through the Capitol, doing a photo shoot, and then pray over some cops so that they can pin an insurrection on him. That's what they're doing? Oh my gosh. I mean, I can't even with these people. I really can't. Like, where are the feds? Yeah. Thank you, Kathy. This is why this story has given me the Epstein vibes. I'm totally creeped. I'm Epstein creeped out by this. It has the exact same flavor. Here we have evidence of heinous crimes against children. Heinous. Clearly it was a crime. What this kid is saying happened because the guy who did it got put in jail for 40 years. I just read you the sentence. So this was happening. It's happening on this website, which has also been sued in huge class actions for human trafficking. And yet the people running the website never been arrested. We barely even know who they are. Wait till I get to the part where I'm trying to show you who this Bernard Bergamair or Bergamair or Burned but he's got a bunch of different names. Wait till we get to that part. Yeah. What we need is Oprah. You get a wood chipper, and you get a wood chipper, and you get a wood chipper. Y'all getting wood chippers. Oh, it is infuriating. It's infuriating. I'm so angry. I'm angered by this. And by the way, if you were wondering what is the status of this lawsuit now, because this was filed in October, I am looking at the dockets and the filings, and it looks like the last filing was December 5th, and it was a motion to extend the deadline. It was a motion by the defendant to extend the deadline for whatever filing they were supposed to file, and it looks like it was granted. Yes, it was granted that they got a longer time to respond. So they're allowed to drag this out even longer. So this family will have to, I don't know, spend themselves into bankruptcy before they can get some justice, because there aren't any creative prosecutors out there who think that they can put these guys in jail. But you can rest easy, because the man who put his feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk is sitting in jail for 3 years. Hey, Steph, do you want to come on? I'll send you the link. You want to come on and read this lawsuit with me? You might have things to say. I'll just send it to you. If you want to come on, come on. If you don't, then don't. It's up to you. All right. But there will be yelling. I'm ranting a little bit because, my God, I'm sorry, but I'm really sick of our system that does not protect children at all. It's like children don't matter to anyone except their parents, and even some of them sometimes they don't care. All right. Yeah, I don't care if you turn the camera on, as long as you have your headphones. Do you have your headphones? I was also told that you're not allowed to crunch ice. That's a no-go. No crunching of ice. All right. All right, let's see. I can tell you, Susan, the reason why you haven't seen any more news about that is because there's nothing happening right now. If you want the latest updates, follow Mia Cathell at Town Hall. She has all of the information on the Zulak family, the child sex ring. Okay, you can go there. Yeah, hashtag no ice chewing. I was yelled at quite a bit for that. All right, here we go. So we just established that the websites broke a bunch of laws, including state and federal laws, but they're not under investigation or anything. They didn't get hauled into an FBI interrogation room. I want to think that Bill Cosby probably got more more attention by feds than these people did. Not that he didn't deserve it. Just saying. The plaintiff seeks all relief provided by the actions referenced in this complaint, and for all damages and relief the court deems appropriate and just under the circumstances. Plaintiff CVI 1 is a minor child under Alabama law and is a resident of Andalusia, Covington County, Alabama. CV1 is a victim of child sex trafficking and child pornography pursuant to TVPRA and other state and federal statutes, and was molested and videotaped, the videos and images of which were later disseminated on the MindGeek defendants' platforms. Due to the sensitive, private, and potentially retaliatory nature of CV1's allegations, all right, this is the part where they just want him to be referred to as CV1, and that his mother is going to be referred to as CV1 for the same reason. Basically just saying it's important to protect the identity of this child, because when he's no longer a child, I'm not sure if he's still a child or what, but it's for his own protection. Hey, Steph. How are you? You got headphones?
I got headphones.
Great. Okay, no ice cubes?
No ice cubes.
Fantastic.
No ice cubes. What are we talking about? What lawsuit is this?
Okay, Pornhub. Do you know what Pornhub is? I don't expect you to know
I heard about this. I tweeted about this. This is the case you're doing?
I'm looking into it, yes.
This is appalling. I hope that this plaintiff gets millions and gazillions of dollars from these people.
And for those of you who don't know Stephanie Kimbrell is my sister. She is also an attorney, and she knows of what she speaks. Gazillions, I believe, is a legal term.
Well, okay, probably not. But outfits like Pornhub should be bankrupted. I mean, give me a break.
If Alex Jones can be ordered to pay, like, what was it, $200 billion?
Yeah, then so should
then
Pornhub.
this place that makes $500 billion a year or something crazy like that, they should give every penny of that to all the victims, because it's not just this kid.
No, I agree. Every penny.
Every penny should come. They should bankrupt him entirely. Every penny should go to the victims. Stephanie, Pornhub has been sued now. This is the third suit that I know of. 2 were class action. 1 was from California. 1 was from Canada, with $500 million, asking for $500 to $800 million in each suit.
Yeah.
Because of human trafficking. There are women, adult women, saying, I was trafficked on this website. Like, I was forced into this. And they wouldn't take it down.
What happened in those other lawsuits?
I think they're still ongoing.
They're still pending?
I'm pretty sure they're still pending, but I need to look that up. I know that this current one that we're talking about this is the most egregious one because it's a minor.
Oh, imagine being the lawyers representing Pornhub. I mean, I'm sorry, but I couldn't do it.
Oh, I'm sure they sleep just fine on their beds made out of money.
Oh, gross. I couldn't do it. They've exploited a child.
Yeah. And you know darn well that there are lawyers out there who absolutely don't care about that.
Wait, hold on one second. Ben just said something to me. I got to take my ears out so I can hear what he's saying.
Okay.
What, honey?
The lady who ran for county executive.
All right. I'm going to mute her while she's talking to Uncle Ben. Okay.
I'm back.
All right. I just in case it was something private or something. I'm like, I don't want the entire world to hear you discussing your personal issues with your husband.
Wouldn't that be ridiculous?
But wouldn't it be funny if he was like, "Where's my pants?"
Yes. That's hilarious. Megan just said, "Wouldn't it be funny if he was like, where's my pants?" He laughed. Oh, Lord.
All right. Getting back to it. All right,
Sorry,
here we go.
Enough of that. Wait.
Before
you get into it, who's the plaintiff's lawyer?
Actually, I don't know. I haven't got to the bottom of it yet. It's at the
okay.
bottom, and I don't want to lose my place. So we'll find out. Or do you need to know? Fine.
Well,
we were on page 3. Fine.
Wait,
Fine.
No, what courthouse is this filed in? Is this a state court thing? Is it in federal court?
It is I think it's federal because it's the District Court of Alabama.
Okay.
Isn't that federal?
Well, does it say the federal district court? It probably
It doesn't say federal. It just says District Court. Houston Kessler from Beasley Allen Crow is the counsel for plaintiff.
Have you called the firm yet?
No, not yet. I just got this. I just saw it today when you did. When you were, I think you and I like retweeted it at the same time.
Yeah, when I saw that, I couldn't get over it.
I know, I couldn't either. That's why I was like, how have I never heard of this? I'm telling you, this has such Epstein vibes to it, Steph. It is insane. I feel it. I feel it in my bones, because how else can you explain that the guy that did this to the kid got 40 years in jail, right? But the person who distributed it
and made money
is walking free? All these people who made money, millions of dollars on the exploitation of this kid?
No, I don't understand why that's not a crime.
It is a crime. They've established in this lawsuit that they broke several federal and state laws. Well, at least that's what they're claiming. And I guess a judge will have to decide. But why isn't this a criminal case? It should be criminal.
So are you reading it paragraph by paragraph?
I'm skipping the paragraphs that we can skip, but I'm reading it. I'm reading through it.
What have I missed?
Not much. Just basically, I've caught you up to speed.
Okay.
All right. We're just now talking about who the parties are. So I was explaining that they're not going to use names because of the sensitive nature of this case. Mother will be referred to as CV1 mother, and the victim is CV1. So we can skip over the pseudonym stuff. Defendant Rocky Shea Franklin, now he's the one in prison for 40 years, is a resident of Greenville, Butler County, Alabama, and further entered into a contractual relationship with the MindGeek defendants in the Middle District of Alabama to distribute illegal and sexually violent images of plaintiff CV1 for profit.
Ugh.
Defendant MindGeek SARL is a foreign entity conducting business throughout the United States and Alabama, including within the Middle District of Alabama. MindGeek SARL, formerly known as Manwin, is the convergence of the two large pornography companies, Mansef and InnerTube. Over the last decade, oh my God, I'm going to laugh. I shouldn't laugh. InnerTube. That reminds me of Innertrobe. Do you remember? from
No.
Office Space. Yeah, I'm gonna apply at Intertrobe.
No.
It was like the other company, the other tech firm
Oh my.
that everyone worked at if you didn't work at the one they were at. You don't
Oh
remember that?
no. No.
Intertrobe. Over the last decade, MindGeek Sorrow went on an acquisition spree, buying up its competition, and now owns and operates over 100 pornographic websites, production companies, and brands. Want to hear something else gross?
Yeah.
Investors in MindGeek were JP Morgan Chase,
Ew.
and Cornell University.
Oh, how disgusting.
We read that earlier today. Yeah. Of course, Cornell has now come out and been like, we disavow all of this. We withdrew our support. Like, well, it's a little too late. You didn't know they were doing porn. Like, you didn't
Ew.
know.
Ew.
But that's something a higher learning university should be investing in. Come on. MindGeek has, for all intents and purposes, is believed to own and or control the majority of the pornography on the internet. The majority of the pornography on the internet. Think about that.
Mm.
Much of which it distributes for free to any person with a web connection. Although incorporated in Luxembourg, MindGeek SARL's principal place of business is Montreal, Canada, with satellite offices, among other places, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, London, Bucharest, and Nicosia, Cyprus. Defendant MG Free Sites Ltd. is a foreign entity incorporated in the Republic of Cyprus, conducting business throughout the United States and Alabama, including within the Middle District of Alabama. Upon information and belief, MG Free Sites Limited is a wholly owned subsidiary of MindGeek SARL, either directly or through intermediary companies that are also under the control of MindGeek. Upon information and belief, MG Free Sites Ltd. is predominantly under the control of and operated by directors, officers, and employees working in MindGeek's offices in the United States and Canada, with little business operations being conducted within the Republic of Cyprus, where MG Free Sites Limited is incorporated. So they set up these LTDs in other countries, but they run the stuff out of the West. Defendant MindGeek USA Incorporated is a corporation incorporated in the state of Delaware with its principal. Oh, that's interesting. Isn't that Joe Biden's state?
Yeah, everybody's incorporated in Delaware
Why is that?
because they have good laws that help businesses incorporate. It's just a common place for people to do that.
Oh, that's interesting. All right, guys, if I miss super chats, someone has to tell me because I can't see because I'm not on the page. All right. Defendant MindGeek USA Incorporated is incorporated in the state of Delaware with its principal place of business in Los Angeles, California. Upon information and belief, MindGeek USA Incorporated is a wholly owned subsidiary of MindGeek. Yeah, got it. Defendant MGCY Holdings is a foreign entity incorporated under the laws of the Republic of Cyprus, conducting business throughout the United States and Alabama, including in the Middle District of Alabama. Defendant MindGeek Content RT Limited is a foreign entity incorporated under the laws of Ireland, conducting business throughout the United States and Alabama. I mean, it seems to me, Stephanie, like we found a trafficking ring, shall we say, that spans the world.
Yeah, an international one.
An international exploitation ring. So
Gross.
where the heck is Interpol and the feds, and like where are they?
They don't
Did
care.
I say no door creaking? I should have said no door creaking
Sorry,
as well as the ice cubes.
Hold on, I'm putting me on mute for a second.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea when you're going to creak doors. Use the mute button liberally. Defendant 9219 Quebec Inc. DBA MindGeek is a Montreal-based company conducting business throughout the United States and Alabama, including within the Middle District of Alabama. Upon information and belief, they employ between 750 and 999 employees with a portfolio of pornographic websites. That's a lot of employees. Defendant MG Billing Ltd. is a foreign entity incorporated under the laws of Ireland, conducting business throughout the United States and Alabama, including within the Middle District of Alabama, and obviously operating under MindGeek as well. Defendants MindGeek SARL MG Free Sites Ltd. and MindGeek USA Incorporated, as well as all these entities, subsidiaries, and sister companies, are collectively referred to as MindGeek, or the MindGeek defendants herein. Collectively, MindGeek defendants and or MindGeek refers to MindGeek, SARL, whatever, all the rest of these subsidiaries that it's splitting up its business into. Oh my gosh. Upon information and belief, MindGeek has incorporated dozens of subsidiaries and sister companies around the world for the purpose of avoiding liabilities and to hide the identity of the entities and the individuals behind its corporate actions. Well, gee golly, that doesn't sound legal. Does that sound legal to anyone? I don't believe that it is. I don't think you're allowed to set stuff up so that no one knows who is running it and to avoid liability. Upon information and belief, MindGeek and all other MindGeek entities operate as a single business enterprise solely dedicated to producing, distributing, and monetizing pornography on the internet. In doing all acts alleged herein and as a business generally, the MindGeek defendants and all of their subsidiary and sister companies were and are alter egos of one another. Upon information and belief, and in particular, the MindGeek defendants commingled their funds and other assets, failed to segregate funds between them, and have, without authorization, diverted corporate funds and assets for non-corporate uses, treated each other's assets as their own. Excuse me, IRS. I'd like to make a report to the IRS. What didn't we just hear? Like, I don't know, a couple days ago, I had Kenneth Rosa on my program. And Kenneth, by the way, is the he's the media contact for the Fathers' Rights Movement in Missouri. He is being audited for 7 years. He is in the middle of a 7-year audit right now. And that's happening to him for retaliation purposes, for calling out the corruption in Missouri. But we can't get the IRS to like figure this out, like to bring some charges. OMG. I'm sorry, this is insane. Looks like there's a whole lot of smoke here. And the feds, though, can't figure out how to drum up something against these people. They can drum up a 4-year jail sentence for the guy who put his feet on Nancy's desk and the one that took the podium and was like walking around with her gavel and stuff. I think those guys are rotting in jail. They managed to put them in jail. But these guys failing to maintain minutes in corporate records, confusing records of the separate entities, using the same business location and employed the same employees, failing to adequately capitalize the entities, using each other as a conduit for a single venture of themselves, failing to maintain arm's length relationships among themselves. They just can't find anything to get these guys on. Diverting assets without consideration from to one another to the detriment of creditors, including plaintiffs. Recognition of the privilege of separate existences between MindGeek defendants would promote justice, unfairness, and fraud. Any separateness is to be disregarded. As such, these defendants are jointly and severally liable in this action as alter egos. In doing all these things alleged herein, the MindGeek defendants were agents, servants, representatives, partners, joint venturers, affiliates, parents, subsidiaries, and or employees of each other in the acts and or omissions herein alleged. The MindGeek defendants were acting within the course and the scope of their authority as such agents, servants, representatives, partners, joint venturers, affiliates, parents, subsidiaries, and or employees, and with the permission, authorization, consent, and ratification of each other. MindGeek and its subsidiaries have utilized the United States judicial system to enforce their intellectual property, contractual rights, and other rights relating to the business they systemically and routinely conduct within the United States of Alabama. Okay, this is jurisdiction stuff. Fine. We can skip over some of this. They're saying that they together and individually facilitated and financially benefited from sex trafficking ventures between MindGeek defendants and others, including CVI's sex trafficking in violation of the law. And that they work together to earn profit from commercial sex acts and child pornography. Subject matter jurisdiction, this part, I don't think we need to read. Personal jurisdiction, yeah, they've got the jurisdiction. I'm sure that's correct. We don't need to go over that. Let's see. Let's get down to the facts of the case. This is all jurisdiction stuff. Okay, venue, we can skip that. Background, here we go. In 2000, the United States Congress passed the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. The TVPA was the first comprehensive law in the United States to penalize the full range of human trafficking offenses, including sex trafficking of children under the age of 18 or sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. Congress reauthorized the TVPA in 2003. In doing so, the Trafficking Victims Protection Reauthorization Act created a civil cause of action codified 18 U.S.C. During a speech, oops, I missed something. The TVPRA permits a party to bring a civil claim against perpetrators and against persons or entities who, although not the direct perpetrator, knowingly benefits from participating in what they should know was a sex trafficking venture. During a speech in New York City in September of 2012, President Obama stated that human trafficking ought to concern every person because it is a debasement of our common humanity. It ought to concern every community because it tears at our social fabric. It ought to concern every business because it distorts markets. It ought to concern every nation because it endangers public health and fuels violence and organized crime. Well, you can't argue with that. Statistics released in 2014 by the International Labor Organization, ILO, showed that approximately 4.5 million people were victims of forced sexual exploitation globally, and that the violation of their human rights yielded an estimated annual profit of $99 billion for sex traffickers worldwide. Wow. The United States Department, that number seems low to me actually. The United States Department of Justice estimates that pornographers have recorded the abuse of more than 1 million children in the United States. The internet has radically changed how child pornography is reproduced and disseminated, according to the United States Department of Justice. The expansion of the internet has led to an explosion in the market for child pornography, making it easier to create, access, and distribute these images of abuse. While child pornography is the term commonly used by lawmakers, prosecutors, investigators, and the public to describe this form of sexual exploitation of children, that term largely fails to describe the true horror that is faced by hundreds of thousands of children every year. The child victims are first sexually assaulted in order to produce the vile and often violent images. They are then victimized over and over again each time images of their sexual assault are traded over the internet in massive numbers by like-minded people across the globe. In the United States, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children serves as the National Clearinghouse for Child Pornography, Child Sexual Abuse Material, or CSAM reports. NCMEC was created by an act of Congress and is federally funded. NCMEC operates the Cyber Tip Line, which gathers reports of child sexual exploitation, including child pornography, online enticement, and contact offenses. The Cyber Tip Line provides an online mechanism for members of the public and electronic service providers to report incidents of suspected sex trafficking or child sexual abuse images. In 2019, the Cyber Tip Line processed 16.9 million reports and approximately 21 million reports in 2020. What is wrong with everyone?
Send your meteor, oh Lord.
Oh my God, send the meteor is right. I mean, good Lord. Listen, guys, you guys in the chat are funny. Do not fall asleep during the reading of boring lawsuits. This is not going to be that boring for long. Trust me.
Well, actually, Meg, you're going to hate it, but I think I have to go.
Why? What are you doing?
Well, I'm laying in bed and my poor husband's trying to sleep, and I can't talk while he's trying to sleep.
Well, you could go to the kitchen.
No, because I'm cozy in my bed.
That's fine. You can go. It's fine.
Love you all.
Love you too.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, let's see. 16.9 million reports. My goodness. NCMEC maintains a hash sharing system and database that allows companies like MindGeek, if they wanted, to check all videos, images against the database to ensure that they're not hosting CSAM and that no known CSAM images, videos could be re-uploaded in the future. Oh my goodness. Wow. So porn companies have the option to use a database through the federal funding program that could check this for them. Okay. In March 2020, after years of being confronted with allegations that CSAM was being created, harbored, facilitated, and generating profit, MindGeek decided to turn over 4,171 videos to NCMEC. It took them years, by the way. In February 2021, MindGeek finally agreed to use the NCMEC hash sharing database. But as of the end of February 2021, MindGeek had not yet accessed the system to check if any of the videos in their library, whether then available on their site or those removed but still in their possession, matched those in the database qualifying as known CSAM, requiring the video to be removed and turned over to NCMEC to prevent further uploading and to abide by U.S. child pornography laws. So they're flouting the law. And they're still not under arrest. On January 31st, 2020, President Trump entered Executive Order number 13903 entitled Combating Human Trafficking and Online Child Exploitation in the United States. The order stated, human trafficking is a form of modern slavery. Throughout the United States and around the world, human trafficking tears apart communities, fuels criminal activity, and threatens the national security of the United States. It is estimated that millions of individuals are trafficked around the world each year, including into and within the United States. It further stated, the 21st century technology and the proliferation of the internet and mobile devices have helped facilitate the crime of child sex trafficking and other forms of child exploitation. Consequently, the number of reports to the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children of online photos and videos is at record levels. That is so sad. It is so sad and so upsetting to me and distressing that it appears that our federal agents and agencies don't care about kids. Just checking in the locals chat real quick to see you guys. Hey guys. I see you guys in the chat. Let me check Rumble. How's Rumble doing? Hey guys, what's going on? All right. Here we go. Getting back to it. Okay, now they're defining terms. You guys know what a commercial sex act is. We don't need to read that. And you know that it's a crime to benefit off of selling it, so we don't need to read that. This is more about the TVPRA. It is supposed to improve the victim's ability to hold traffickers accountable, so that's why they're filing this lawsuit in violation of TVPRA, and because it expanded the civil cause of action to include those who financially benefit from, when they should have known it was sex trafficking. Now, in 2018, so this is an interesting history lesson, Congress passed a bill known as Fight Online Sex Trafficking Act, or FOSTA, and Stop Enabling Sex Traffickers Act, SESTA, collectively FOSTA-SESTA. FOSTA-SESTA. Why does that sound like foster sister? It's a bizarre name. Okay, to amend 47 U.S.C., the Communications Decency Act, to clarify that it was never intended to provide immunity for websites facilitating illegal commercial sex acts with children or adult victims of human trafficking on websites. The FOSTA-SESTA amendment to Section 230 is retroactive, applying regardless of whether the conduct alleged occurred or is alleged to have occurred before, on, or after enactment. Alabama has passed its own Human Trafficking Act entitled the Representatives Jack Williams and Merica Coleman Act, whereby, amongst other things, one knowingly benefits financially or by receiving anything of value from participation in a venture or engagement for the purpose of sexual servitude or labor servitude. Plaintiffs have sufficiently pled that they were victims of sex trafficking within the meaning of 18 U.S.C. and therefore are entitled to bring a civil action. Moreover, plaintiffs have sufficiently pled they were victims of human trafficking, and so they qualify for that too. The defendants platforms that facilitate and create an environment for sex trafficking of minors. Okay, we know that they already have a complex structure. We've already been through that, and they're alleging that they're making money off of this. The MindGeek defendants own and control one of the largest and most visited pornographic websites in the world, Pornhub, as well as YouPorn, RedTube, XTube, and Tube8. In 2019, Pornhub averaged 115 million visits a day. Geez, what do you people have to do all day? Like, don't you have things to do? Don't you have better things to do? And acquired 1.36 million hours or 169 years worth of new content. In a day? Wow. No, I think they must mean in the whole year, right? Yeah, in the year. 6.83 million new videos were uploaded to Pornhub in 2019. I just got to put it out there. There's an awful lot of you out there going blind. 116 million a day? Wow. Jeez. All right, just checking in on you in the chat. How you doing? How's everybody doing? All right, let's see. There's a lot of bored people. It's a lot of people without Eric non-idle. You should spread your message of idle hands are the devil's work, because that's what's going on here. A bunch of people without anything to do. To put it in perspective, if you strung all of 2019's new video content together and started watching them in 1850, you'd still be watching them today. Oh my God. 39 billion searches were performed over 42 billion visits. God, humanity is doomed. The United States remained by far the country with the highest daily traffic on Pornhub. This is so embarrassing to be an American. With the Alabama users ranking second in the nation. Geez, Alabama. In time spent per visit on Pornhub. What's going on in Alabama? What? Yeah, get a job, folks. What is going on in Alabama? Oh my Lord. According to the Canadian Centre for Child Protection, the majority of Pornhub's content is hosted on US-based servers. MindGeek's role in content creation and development. In December of 2020, MindGeek suspended 9 to 10 million unverified users from Pornhub. Although Pornhub is a tube site, MindGeek does not rely exclusively on user-generated videos and images, but includes videos and images from a number of content partners, including Browsers, Fake Taxi, and Kink. And until recently, Girls Do Porn, whose leaders now face sex trafficking charges for coercing women into producing pornography and earning money from doing it. MindGeek owns some of the entities it describes as content partners, including Browsers, Babes, Digital Playground, Reality Kings, and Twisties. Geez, there's so many of these. I've never heard of any of these. And now I'm advertising for them. I'm going to start not saying their name. Pornhub admits that they create at least some videos and images on their website. At the bottom of most pages, Pornhub includes this statement: the Pornhub team is always updating and adding more porn videos every day. Where MindGeek is not creating videos and images for content, it is developing, designing, and controlling videos, images, text, tags, advertising, and other aspects of its site in some fashion. MindGeek's business model is predicated on maximizing views and traffic to its site. It accomplishes this by tightly controlling through editing, creating, and modifying titles, tags, keywords, storylines, themes, and scenes of every single video on the site despite its source. I don't want to think about the themes. I really, really don't. Sweet porn, Alabama. Oh my goodness. I'm just now catching up on the on the comments. No, Clinton is from Arkansas, not Alabama. It's close enough, though, right? I don't know. Sorry, I don't mean to Southern bash. I shouldn't do that. Those of us from the North, though, just don't understand y'all sometimes. But I do like your sweet tea, and some of the food is pretty good. The barbecue is excellent. But the porn addiction should really go. You should try to get help for that if that's happening, Alabama. As further described below, MindGeek actively controls how and what videos are posted, the discussions, comments surrounding particular videos and images, processes for viewing, posting, and creating accounts, and processes for encouraging and rewarding income, and fees for downloaded and viewed content. Pornhub maintains a 40-page instruction and direction guide called the Pornhub Playbook, advising how to make money from the site. You mean there's more to it than film, porn, and upload? Is there really more to it than that? Do you have to market your porn? Oh my Lord. All right. It specifically suggests keywords and categories and will edit non-compliant posts. As discussed in great and explicit detail, Pornhub's instruction and directions guide is exacting. That's curious. Now I kind of want to read it. Pornhub instructs its partners. Pornhub users have certain expectations. Formatting content in a manner that will appeal to our audience is vital to generating more views and higher ratings. Our audience, you mean to appeal to our bunch of pervs? Pornhub then goes on to give scene-by-scene instructions. Use compelling content, dialogue, story, reality to start the video. If there is no storyline, then tease the viewer with a good action shot. Oh, God. The middle of the video should be composed of multiple hardcore action scenes in various sexual positions. For the clip's ending, make sure you go out with a bang. Videos that achieve the highest user ratings always end with climax. Of course they do. The content guide, I'm so inwardly cringing right now. The content guide also offers content partners further assistance if they want it. Our knowledgeable and friendly team will walk you through every step of the way. Contact us now and start promoting your brand today. It's terrifying. Pornhub had a banned terms list, which stated due to our payment processor regulations, the rules are a bit stricter. Here's a list of words you can't use in your video titles. Also, if your videos contain any content that matches these descriptions, they'll be taken down as well. The banned terms list is no longer available on Pornhub's website for general users, but remained on the Model Hub FAQ page until June of 2020. However, many of these terms still appear in the titles or tags of videos, but in loosely concealed forms, such as a letter replaced with an asterisk, appearing in a different language, or represented by a term common to predators and exploiters looking for such videos and images. Often these searches within Pornhub also create related search terms so the user can locate similar content. Good Lord, there are people who just spend all day selling porn and uploading porn. Is this how people make their money now? Is this why no one went back to work at McDonald's? Is this it? Is this the answer I've been looking for? Like, why after COVID are there so many jobs still available and like no one is filling them? And yet everyone seems to want a job, but no one signs up for these jobs. Are they just on Pornhub? They're just uploading to Pornhub. Is that the thing now? Like, I'm starting to believe that everyone who left the working field during the pandemic just stayed home and did porn. I mean, we know Jack Murphy did. Let me just check your comments here. Ellie says out with a bang. That's what she said. My goodness. I'm just checking your comments. This is so depressing. The world is so depressing. Yeah, many OnlyFans. Half of the workforce is gone. Yep. Yeah, I guess desperate times, I guess. Oh my goodness. How's Rumble doing? Anybody over there on Rumble? Rumble's dead tonight. I see you, AK Baker. Party on. How's the locals chat going? Oh man. This lawsuit is the pits. I feel bad for this family. All right. Either Pornhub content developers are replacing terms indicating illegal content with asterisks rather than taking the content down, or they are allowing users to do so as they claim to review all posted content. MindGeek creates and suggests tags for users. MindGeek requires users to choose a minimum number of tags from provided options when a new video is uploaded, and when users choose certain tags, MindGeek suggests related tags to increase traffic to the videos. Keywords and tags are essential for search engine optimization, which drives users Googling pornographic content to MindGeek websites. MindGeek's business model is centered on designing, modifying, developing, and controlling content to maximize search engine optimization. MindGeek's website previously described itself as a leader in IT, web development, and SEO. MindGeek boasts with over 100 million daily visitors to some of the world's largest trafficked websites. We're uncovering trends and user habits overnight that takes others months to gather. MindGeek has a search engine marketing team dedicated to developing successful strategies to ensure top ranking in search engine traffic, but they couldn't put a team together though to search their videos for child exploitation and compare it to the NCMEC site. Good Lord. I mean, they have all this dedicated teams to all this other crap. Ugh. What are you putting on Locals, Valhalla? What are you putting there? He says, we can't keep this shit out of school libraries. No way we can keep it off the internet, backed by multi-billion-dollar companies. That's true. That's true. Although the feds could, if they wanted to, they could shut this crap down, but they don't. They don't want to, and they're probably because they're taking part in it. They're probably Pornhub subscribers. Or maybe they actually could be Pornhub creators for all we know. They could be feds on there right now. That's what the feds are doing. They're moonlighting. After a hard day setting up MAGA protesters for an insurrection, what better than to go home as a fed and fire up the computer and upload some homemade porn to Pornhub? That's probably what they're doing. All right, let's see. MindGeek ensures uploaders use the keywords. Yeah, we already read that. Tags, SEO, whatever. The instructions and requirements for Model Hub members, verified users, and content partners, as well as the mandate to MindGeek formatters, those in charge of reviewing and editing content, to add tags to videos and change titles described in more detail supra. MindGeek even penalizes those who use titles, tags, or categories incorrectly, threatening a loss of earnings. Because MindGeek controls the flow of money to Model Hub members and content partners, they can force compliance with content creation according to their specific parameters. They closely track and publish data surrounding traffic, keywords, and search terms. For example, MindGeek publishes a yearly review with a section dedicated to most popular search terms. MindGeek runs a Pornhub Insights blog. Oh, that's got to be hilarious reading, which includes detailed articles about traffic on their site, including a tech review breaking down traffic from different countries around the world and analyzing data broken down by device. Wow. It's like a whole industry. It's like a whole other sub community industry here, and traffic related to search terms and current events such as the 2020 election. MindGeek operates a so-called wellness blog. Oh my God. Called PornMD. Stop it. Stop it. Even compiles the most popular search terms by sexual orientation, categorized alphabetically and by website. This blog runs a live ticker at the top of the page showing current searches as they are occurring on MindGeek websites in real time. You can also watch the searches live on a separate web page and filter by country, and sexual orientation. I think what they're getting to here is that they put an immense amount of time and money into tracking stuff and all of this, analyzing, and they spent zero time and money on stopping the child exploitation on their platform. Claire Fries, thanks for the super chat, says, Megan, one big reason companies incorporate in Delaware is because it has fast track bankruptcy. Interesting. Thanks for that. Appreciate the info. I mean, geez. So you're saying, Valhalla, So you're saying I need to sign up to PornMD? No, I'm not saying that. No one needs to sign up for any of this. Nobody needs to sign up for any of this. Everyone should quit. Everyone should get off of these sites immediately, because every time you click on it from now on, those of you within the sound of my voice, every time I'm going to put a curse on you. Every time you open up one of these sites, you will remember my voice saying you are supporting currently right now child exploitation on this site. Turn it off. Little kids are being raped and sold on these sites. You have no business on there. Get off of there immediately. Run the other direction. Run from evil. Run away. All right. Okay. Poor Valhalla, he's the only one in the locals chat for some reason. I guess my locals peeps went to sleep early. I don't know what happened, but that's okay. It's hilarious. You're just in there entertaining yourself. It's perfectly fine. All right. This data regarding search terms demonstrates that the keywords teen and amateur are consistently the top search terms in North America for Pornhub because everyone is sick. Both of these keywords are associated with CSAM and victims of non-consensual sexual activity or non-consensually shared content, and MindGeek knows this. MindGeek explains the popularity of the term amateur through their employee, Doctor? There's a doctor that works there? Dr. Lori Betito. Who's she? Hold on, I gotta look her up. Who is this person? Betito. Oh, she's got a podcast and everything. She's a syndicated radio host. She's a specialist in sexual something. She has a passion podcast. Oh, why do they always look like this? Dr. Lori Petito. So she's consulting with Pornhub, I guess. And she has a podcast about, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. The passion, the pleasure principle. I wonder if she was part of that Orgasm Inc. She was probably one of those people who joined the sex cult in San Francisco or wherever the hell that was. Yeah. Okay. So they even have women doctors propping these people up. That's gross. Okay. Moving back to the lawsuit, MindGeek. Wait. Dr. Lori Betito. She said, it seems that people are looking for more realistic depictions of sex. Real people versus actors seem to be the draw. Well, then why don't you find a mate and have sex then? Like, why are you uploading yourself to the internet? Stop it. It seems that it's interesting that more and more people are putting themselves out there as amateurs. Sex has become so much less taboo that those who got a kick out of exhibitionism can do so with very little experience or equipment. God. Can we make exhibitionism hard again? Can we make it difficult again? Can we make it illegal again, please? The message is anyone can be a porn star. Is that the message we want to be sending into the 22nd century or whatever the hell we're going into? Is that the message? Is that the message for the future? Anyone can be a porn star, Jimmy. Oh, Lord. She does look like Dylan Mulvaney. That's true. That's true. Okay. MindGeek's focus on certain keywords and tags and its creation of related search items has resulted in MindGeek websites regularly appearing among the top results for virtually any pornography-related Google search, and even for searches unrelated to pornography but which contain certain keywords. Okay, blah, blah, blah. How much longer do we have to read about keywords? By way of example, as recently as July 5th, 2022, the search terms step uncle and nephew, which are also relevant to the present case and raise serious alarms of child exploitation, although not necessarily pornographic as traditionally used, directed Google searchers to the MindGeek defendants platform as the top listings, showing yet again the monetary incentive of the MindGeek defendants and their effectiveness in driving traffic to monetization. All right, so they're showing you in the exhibit here the Google results. Step uncle and nephew, step nephew visits gay step uncle, all this other stuff that I don't want to read out loud. Oh my God. All right, I'll just let you guys read through that. I don't want to say these things out loud. Good God. Oh, gross. Moving on. MindGeek creates a graphic or timeline and places it underneath videos to demonstrate the level or intensity of activity within the video. This action by MindGeek helps the viewer identify and quickly advance to various levels of sexual activity within the video. Upon information and belief, MindGeek harvests this data to optimize its ad placement and to otherwise monetize on the viewer's viewing habits and addictions. And then they have an example. Many videos available on Pornhub also contain buttons created by MindGeek and added to sections within the timeline or graph. These buttons assist viewers in skipping ahead to various parts of the video that pique their interests. Upon information and belief, these efforts by MindGeek are yet another way to optimize profit-sharing ad placement and otherwise capitalize on the data learned by capturing the viewer's preferences. MindGeek creates thumbnails for the videos on its site and stores them on a separate server. This includes thumbnails created from child sex abuse videos. Thumbnails are a key component to attracting viewers to a video, and MindGeek knows this as it advises its content partners. After uploading a new video, a notification will appear in your profile when thumbnails are ready to be selected. A well-chosen thumbnail will greatly impact the number of views by making videos more appealing for users to click on. MindGeek generates these thumbnails from uploaded videos and allows the uploader to choose from within the MindGeek created set. In this way, MindGeek requires thumbnails for every video. MindGeek only allows their content partners or videos for sale or with a download price to upload custom thumbnails, and even these are strictly controlled by MindGeek and must comply with the following requirements. Oh my God. I don't want to read this. Any text, logos, or superimposed images cannot be larger than a third of the thumbnail. Actions portrayed in the thumbnail must appear in the video. Example, if the thumbnail depicts a BJ, the video must contain a BJ scene. Fake elements like play buttons are not permitted on thumbs. Specialty thumbs that are permitted, promo shots, an image that doesn't necessarily happen in the video but was taken to promote the video. Think girl's surprise face at huge todger, shall we say, or large guy standing next to tiny girl to demonstrate contrast. Really? Really, Pornhub? Large guy standing next to tiny girl? What? MindGeek offers several profit-sharing programs with uploaders, including but not limited to the Model Hub program and the Content Partner program. MindGeek maintains continuous business relationships with members of both programs in the form of granting them an elevated status on the site, promotion of their content, greater control and development of their content, support services, resources to assist their viewership, and profit sharing. MindGeek splits advertising revenue and takes a direct cut from paid content and tips for Model Hub members and splits advertising revenue with content partners. MindGeek's content partners include Girls Do Porn, a channel that had more than 600 million views, where women were told they were being considered for modeling jobs and flown to San Diego. Oh, I think there was a big lawsuit about this recently. The perpetrators gave the women drugs and alcohol, rushed them to sign the contracts, and in some cases threatened them with legal action if they backed out or prevented them from leaving until they did the scenes. I just saw this in a documentary. There was a documentary made about this stuff. Yeah, this happened recently. Or maybe it was a couple years ago, but there is a documentary on it. Just checking the chats. Who's from Canada, A.K. Baker? The doctor, that weirdo doctor that looks like Dylan Mulvaney. She's been a director at the Pornhub Sexual Wellness Center 6 years and 3 months. They have a sexual wellness center. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. People who are addicted to porn are not sexually well in any way. That's not healthy sexuality. And slapping the name wellness on it doesn't help, doesn't make it so. Sorry. One male performer from the Girls Do Porn was convicted and sentenced to 20 years in prison for sex trafficking and conspiracy to commit sex trafficking in June of 2021. A cameraman pled guilty to conspiracy to commit sex trafficking in January of 2021, and an administrative assistant who provided travel arrangements and transportation for the victims pled guilty to conspiracy to commit sex trafficking in April of 2021. MindGeek waited more than 2 years after the civil lawsuit was filed until Girls Do Porn owners were indicted to remove the sex trafficking channel. Wow. And people could still access the videos as late as December of 2020. In the meantime, and somehow they just operate without anybody noticing it, without federal involvement, without police involvement. They're just doing what they do. Just breaking laws, exploiting people. Nothing to see here. Wow. For God's sake. How is this a thing? How is this a thing? And yet we've got people sitting in prison right now in federal prisons because they walked through the Capitol. They entered our Capitol. But these people, though, they're fine. They're free. In the meantime, MindGeek continued to profit from the sex trafficking videos, views, or any increased traffic to and within its website linked to these videos. Another longtime content partner of MindGeek was Checkcasting, which has since been shut down as 9 people associated with the channel were arrested for human trafficking, sexual coercion, and rape in July of 2020. This was a highly successful channel on Pornhub, with over 79 million views and boasted the largest casting on earth. The owners of this channel had several channels on Pornhub, collectively garnering almost 1 billion views. And yet, even though the feds or whoever can go after the channel, no one has touched the distributor. I'm sorry, but this has Jeffrey Epstein written all over it. This is Jeffrey Epstein all over again. Though they're fine to go after the individual channels, but not the person who made all of this possible and who monetizes it. Make it make sense, because this doesn't. Model Hub is a MindGeek company that offers the amateur pornographer various methods to upload content and create view-based revenue on Pornhub, Pornhub Premium, and Model Hub. Pornhub added over 98,000 new members in 2019 to its Model Hub program, bringing the total to around 130,000. In addition to ad revenue, MindGeek controls and shares in all of the Model Hub models' earnings, with models receiving up to 65% of on-demand videos, 80% of revenues from fan-only videos, and 80% of any tips. Pornhub takes a portion of the money, including tips, in addition to a 15% processing fee. Pornhub sets the payment cap for models and rights in the event you violate any part of these terms of services. You violate any third-party right, including, without limitation, any copyright, property or privacy right, or where a third party claims that all or any part of your content caused it damage, we may, in our sole discretion, withhold indefinitely payments to you. Essentially, MindGeek moderators eyeball the performers in the video to see if they look young. If the performer is a child under the age of 12, it may be more likely that a moderator would flag that video or image. However, if the performer is 15, 16, 17, the moderator may be less likely and less inclined to flag that video or image. MindGeek asks amateurs to fill out an online form stating what type of request the amateur is willing to take. Further, competitions for cash and prizes are promoting riskier behaviors that are encouraged by Pornhub based on what users are searching for. Consistent with MindGeek's material contributions to their site, They provide a 15-page How to Succeed instruction and directive for Model Hub members, as well as detailed help and FAQ pages on their website to ensure that these amateur uploaders include the scenes, activity, keyword tags, and titles that MindGeek knows successfully generates traffic in videos. Yeah, but do they ask for age verification? They're sure doing a whole lot of training and a whole lot of stuff. Like, do they ask for an ID? MindGeek ensures that these guidelines are followed by controlling the earnings with Model Hub members. Okay, this is more about tags and removing payment, blah, blah, blah. Additionally, MindGeek explains we pay out a high percentage, 80% of the ad revenue that your videos earn. Your earnings are based on the views of your video times the ad rate. The ad rate is calculated based on the performance of the ads around your video, clicks, user, country, sales. MindGeek knows from years of data mining what increases traffic, and they tell Model Hub members in detail the content titles, keywords, and tags their videos need to contain to drive this traffic. The message and operation is clear. Follow these rules and you get paid. For custom videos, which can be requested by fans, MindGeek generates the form and the available options for the uploader to choose from to craft a request from their fans. For example, the uploader can choose from a variety of MindGeek-generated sex acts in the extras section of the MindGeek-created form. Then this becomes the request form Model Hub fans use to request custom videos. Through these forms, MindGeek controls video length, resolution, content, and delivery time for custom videos required by fans and then takes 35% of the profits. MindGeek's Model Hub guide also did not require uploaders or users to verify their age or consent of co-performers in the video at the time of upload. But they require all this other random shit. Do you see? It's purposeful. It's purposeful. They're doing it purposefully. They're not asking for age verification on purpose. Why aren't they required to do this? This is so crazy. Oh my God. A.K. Baker on Rumble says tons of stuff from the Biden laptop is from Pornhub. He had his own account even. That's so gross. And I swear to God, if I ever see Hunter Biden's Todger again, I may just get offline forever. Like it's the one thing I worry about every time I open Twitter is today the day I'm going to see Hunter Biden's greasy Todger again. Like I can't take it. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Oh. Just checking your I'm checking your chats. Gross. Every time there's a picture of Hunter Biden anywhere, he's pulling on his winky. Who wants to see that? No one. He's like sliding down water slides totally naked. Like, does this guy ever wear pants? All right, we got past they don't ask for age or consent. MindGeek only strongly recommends that a co-performer agreement be kept by the uploader if there are others in the video in order to take all necessary actions to protect both yourself and your content. MindGeek further instructs that if you forget to identify yourself in the upload process, much less any co-performer, rape victim, or non-consenting participant, just email Model Hub. MindGeek knew or should have known that it was profit sharing with sex traffickers on its site, as evidenced by some examples of content that MindGeek has verified, distributed, and monetized throughout Model Hub. Oh Lord, I can't read this. Verified model Sugar Daddy Zoe films his commercial sex encounters with real prostituted persons. The description of his channel reads, on this channel, all kinds of prostitutes, streetwalkers, online hoes, everyday working hoes. They all get effed here. Many of his videos are shot in his car with titles such as On the Hunt for Hoes, The Lost Tapes of Episode 11, Runaway Teen, On the Hunt for Hoes, Episode 6, Calvin Park High School teen, barely legal. His videos have 9.7 million views and he has 21,000 subscribers. It is clear that this verified model is not submitting the name, age verification, or any other information on the women he's exploited in these videos, yet MindGeek approves them for distribution, collects the money paid by fans, makes direct payments to this perpetrator, and shares in the profits. Yeah, how is that not illegal? I'm trying really hard to figure out how the owner of this thing is not in jail. Verified Model Hub member and sex tourist Randy Johnson advertises his videos as massage videos of young amateur teens and MILFs, sounds like an Epstein thing, where he records illegal message sessions, or does he mean massage sessions that result in commercial sex acts with titles such as oil massage for tiny ebony teen, then smash her hard, black teen massage ends in reverse cowgirl. Oh God, I can't read the rest of this. I'm skipping over the titles. The production type is listed as homemade, and the tags include massage, hotel massage, exploited teens, and exploited teens Asia. Because Randy is a verified model, Pornhub receives a percentage of any money he makes through the Model Hub, including tips. Again, each video depicts different women from different countries, and it's clear in many of the videos that the women do not know they are being recorded. Some of the titles include phrases like secret filming. Their information is not being verified by MindGeek, yet MindGeek shares the profits from these videos. His videos have 9.8 million views. A missing 15-year-old girl was found by her mother in 58 pornographic videos, many of which were on Pornhub and Model Hub. CVI was trafficked by a MindGeek Model Hub member and content partner. Numerous lawsuits have been filed by individuals who were trafficked on the MindGeek defendants' platforms during the same time period that CV1 was trafficked, including the state of Alabama. For example, Jane Doe number 1 versus MG Free Sites Ltd, doing business as Pornhub, July of 2021, the plaintiffs detailed systemic trafficking and sexual exploitation of minor children in Alabama that was ultimately disseminated on the defendant's platform. MindGeek's business model is tied to user clicks and views. The more user engagement, the higher the profits. To draw in new users and maintain market share, MindGeek makes most of its library fully available to free to view, even without creating an account. In this way, MindGeek will distribute content, including child pornography, to anyone with an internet connection. And by the way, bunches of them are getting it at the public library because nobody is checking that. Linux Charm says, I'm too sober for this. Me too. Get a drink. Get a drink. Do not pressure me to read pornography titles I do not want to read. I can't do it. Check in on Rumble. How you guys doing? Is that spelled Todger, Todger? Yes, that's correct. That's Prince Harry's favorite word for his frostbitten member. He calls it his Todger, and it's hilarious. And I can't get it out of my head. All right. All right, let's see. Anyone? MindGeek also sells videos on a one-off or subscription basis. Videos may be downloaded for a cost as well. Under this model, MindGeek makes the sale for a fixed price to download, blah, blah, blah. Fine, they're making money on downloads. MindGeek employs creator content on Pornhub to increase and encourage visits to particular pornographic videos and images. Gotcha. Traffic Junkie is a web advertising and digital marketing company created, owned, and or operated by MindGeek for use on Pornhub. And one of the revenue models for MindGeek is based on being able to sell ads to advertisers. All right, and they're just talking about the advertising that they do. Label and tag, more labeling and tagging. These ads frequently highlight terms such as girls, boys, broken teens, and twink, which are terms that are known and encouraged for use by MindGeek and are the same terms that promote the use and creation of child sexual abuse materials. Further, it advises the most popular keyword to use, including teen, as the second most searched term by millennials. What's wrong with millennials? Lots of things. Traffic Junkie publicizes how it targets a younger population by reaching them Monday nights, not the weekend when they are out with friends. Oh, Lord. MindGeek developed ads and affirmatively chose the characteristics and categories of content to determine what users would be targeted and where the ads would be directed. They generated a revenue of at least $1.3 billion between 2012 and 2018. That's a lot of cash. It's a lot of cash money. And revenue for 2018 alone totaled at least $220 million, or a weekly average of at least $4.2 million. $4.2 million a week. Oh my gosh. With its Model Hub program, subscription revenue, premium content, data collection, and advertising, MindGeek profited from images and videos of commercial sex acts, including the sexual abuse and rape of children, and by definition, trafficking victims who were under 18 years of age. This profit-making activity included the rape of CV1. Okay, so there's going to be more on data mining and optimization, which basically is just to point out the fact that they do all of this work and they do no work checking to see if the videos that they're profiting on are child porn. We've already read a lot of this. This is just going back over what they do and how they do it. So I'm going to skip over some of this. More search terms. Oh, Lord. The suggested terms include abused teen, crying teen, extra small petite teen, and middle school girls. How disgusting is that? Other eponymous search terms, including rape, preteen pedophilia, underage rape, and extra small teens, would call up videos depicting the same. The proliferation of these keywords and tags on the website ensures that when outside users Google these terms, Pornhub and other MindGeek websites will be among the top results. This draws new users, even those searching the internet for illegal content, to MindGeek websites. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care how or what they're selling. They just want the clicks. They just want the money. They know they're selling child porn. No doubt about it. MindGeek's aggressive data collection and traffic analytics mean that MindGeek knows exactly what users are looking for and what exists on their sites, and that this includes sex trafficking materials and CSAM. For example, as the New York Times recently reported, as of December 4th, 2020, a search for girl under 18 led to more than 100,000 videos, and a search for 14-year-old led to more than 100,000 videos, and 13-year-old led to approximately 155,000 videos. MindGeek sought to capitalize on such traffic by allowing illegal search terms, creating suggested search terms, keywords, and tags. So there's moderations and policies and procedures. Unlike other video websites like YouTube, MindGeek's websites also include a download button. Oh, interesting. To allow for the transfer of images and videos, including child sexual abuse material, allowing an undisclosed number of child pornographers, child sex traffickers, and pedophiles permanent access to and control over the material. You know, I have a half a mind to make YouTube review this video just so that they have to hear me say these words 8,000 times. That would be kind of funny. But no, I am not monetizing this video. So super chats, rumble rants would be appreciated, because I'm not going to monetize this because it's a total pointless waste of time. They will demonetize it immediately. All right, let's keep going. But this is the cost of learning the truth. See, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, these uncomfortable words must be spoken in order for people to know what's going on. There's a lot of information in this lawsuit that I bet you never knew. I bet you never knew. And I bet some of you have used some of these websites that I mentioned, and now you know. And the more you know, you can do something about it. You should not be using these websites, because they are literally profiting off of child porn. And every time you click on one, you are contributing to child exploitation, because you're contributing to the popularity of the site that's selling it. So don't be a part of the problem. Be a part of the solution and turn it off. Turn it off. Play some chess. I don't know. Find a partner. Have actual sex with a partner. because this is evil. All right. MindGeek maintains an offshore moderation team whose primary job is that of formatting content. Internally, they are referred to as formatters, but who are also tasked with reviewing uploaded videos to identify, but not necessarily reporting or blocking anything inappropriate, including but not limited to child pornography videos. There are essentially three categories of inappropriate videos that these individuals are tasked with identifying: underage, slightly underage, and non-minor inappropriate videos such as ugh, bestiality videos or videos where someone is being murdered. Yikes. Workers at MindGeek report categorizing and tagging sex acts and fetishes, as well as viewing suspicious content, from puppies being kicked to death to child abuse, rape, and incest. The hell is wrong with people? MindGeek's philosophy is that if videos appeared to be professionally made, moderators were to assume that they were not child pornography and should not be flagged as inappropriate. Yeah, because nobody can buy like a good digital camera these days. Aren't all of these good cameras? Moderators were instructed to assume MindGeek's business partners, channel partners, and Model Hub members were abiding by the rules and to upload their content with little scrutiny. Yeah, let's just believe the weirdos, the weirdest weirdos ever. Let's just believe that they're following all the rules. Let's not check. We won't check. Even where videos were acknowledged as CSAM or carrying illegitimate search terms, MindGeek has sometimes just retitled these videos and has failed to remove them from being viewed or downloaded. Despite the incredible volume of material being posted, MindGeek employs around 10 people on this team at any given time throughout the day to review all MindGeek tube sites, including YouPorn, RedTube, XTube, Tube8, and Pornhub. Upon information and belief, these people have no prior training, medical or otherwise, to identify whether someone depicted in a pornographic video is a child. The 10 individuals on the moderation formatting team were each tasked by MindGeek to review. How'd you like that job? To review approximately 800 to 900 pornographic videos per 8-hour shift. Talk about killing your soul. Or about 100 videos per hour. According to Pornhub, there are approximately 18,000 videos uploaded daily with an average length of approximately 11 minutes per video. Hence, each moderator is tasked with reviewing approximately 1,100 minutes of video each hour. This is an impossible task, and MindGeek knows that. To compensate for and accomplish the impossible task, moderators, formatters fast forward and skip through videos, often with the sound turned down. The problem is not resources. MindGeek's annual revenues are at least $500 million, and it could certainly hire and train true moderators. Of course it could. Of course it could. Ugh. What is this? Minnesota just put into law that you can have a driver's license regardless of citizenship. New York does that. That's nothing new. That's nothing new. Just checking your comments. Let me check on Rumble. We still... Oh, look, we have 2 chatters on Rumble. Oh, good. Yeah, 10 people. What kind of a team is that? Thank you, DeLeo. Very true. What kind of a team is 10 people? Seriously, if you haven't hit the like button, please do that now. It helps the algorithm. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you're on YouTube. Share the video if you want to share it. And also, if you are on Facebook, make sure you hit the like button and share. And on Rumble, I think there's a little thumbs up or something. They keep changing it, so I never know what it is. Let me throw up a banner here. Okay. There we go. All right, let's get back. I'm going to lose my voice before this is over. There is a yearly bonus system based on the number of videos approved. This results in individuals fast forwarding to the end of videos or not reviewing them at all and approving them even if they depict sex trafficking of children. You know what really makes me pissed about this is that if people actually were reviewing these, if they were real responsible people, do you know how many kids that they may have been able to save? Because a lot of these kids that show up on these sites have been reported to the National Exploited, the Missing Children thing, NCMEC, and perhaps they could have been found and returned to their families. But no, you've hired 10 people who cannot possibly look at all these videos, and then you've given them bonuses to just get it done as quickly as possible. These are not serious people. These are criminals. They set it up this way in particular. They set it up on purpose like this. They want the traffic from the child porn crap because it's profitable. The impossible conditions also result in low morale for the individuals tasked with reviewing videos. These moderators, formatters watch hours upon hours of demoralizing and disturbing videos, including child pornography. When minor victims of sex trafficking and their representatives have contacted MindGeek to remove videos of them from its websites, MindGeek has refused to do so. In some cases, MindGeek moderators, formatters even looked at video comments, deleted those noting a video constituted child pornography or otherwise should be removed from the system, and left the video up. Wow! They should be arrested. But they're not arrested. Why? The MindGeek moderators and formatters are discouraged from removing illegal content for particularly profitable users. Generally, when an uploader has a history of highly viewed content, the employees are only permitted to send warning letters about illegal or inappropriate content. Worse, not all of the moderators, formatters even have the authority to remove videos. When child pornography is reported, the video could only be removed by the team leader. There is an approximate backlog of 5 months between when a user reports a video and a team leader reviews it to determine whether to remove it. Thus, such videos would sit on MindGeek's platform for 5 months, available for download and redistribution. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. If you want to run a legal pornography business, if you are not a disgusting sicko criminal, and like you're not interested in exploiting children, then you would hire, with all this money, 500, whatever, what did I say, 4 million a week it's making? Then you would hire an entire team to identify the material and report it and keep it off your platform. This is insane. What time is it? I may not even make it through this again. It's 11:15. I'm tired. Okay, let's see. Okay, so basically employees were incentivized not to remove any illegal stuff. They permit and encourage the use of VPN connections to create accounts. Well, I mean, that's not illegal. You can have a VPN. They profit from encouraging VPN use because they've launched their own VPN service. VPN not only disguises who is accessing the site, but permits banned users to re-enter the site and reuse the banned images or videos, as well as the associated comments, tags, keywords, and other things. Interesting. MindGeek has signaled in a number of other ways to users, including sex traffickers, that illegal content will be tolerated and enabled on its sites, including 1, lack of meaningful verification of identity, including user and video performer ages, no attempt to obtain consent. We saw that already. No prohibition on user accounts having managers, and permitting downloads, permitting completely anonymous uploads, and the lack of other available safeguarding processes. All right, so they're profiting from all this illegal stuff, basically. In one instance, oh God, a prepubescent victim was anally raped in a video featured on Pornhub. The video was uploaded to the site 3 times. There is documented evidence the video was reported to Pornhub, but Pornhub did not act until NCMEC issued a takedown request. Even after Pornhub was forced to remove the video, it left the link, title, and tags on the site so they could continue to drive traffic. That is so sick. Look, it said, you can see look at this. There's a comment that said, this isn't barely legal. This is effing child porn. So like even the people are reporting it on the site and they're not taking it down. MindGeek has hosted and is in possession of a surf feed of additional illegal content, including rape videos, child sexual abuse materials, videos produced through sex trafficking, and non-consensually shared pornography. I really wonder if Epstein owned part of this. Was he one of the investors? At least some of this content violates 1591 and has been reported to MindGeek as such. That is, any content involving minors is per se sex trafficking, and any content produced through force, fraud, or coercion is also sex trafficking. Because MindGeek has monetized the pornographic content, including those involving minors who are necessarily trafficking victims, on its site through Model Hub revenue, Model Hub tips, advertisements, data mining, and premium subscriptions. It is and has been facilitating and profiting from commercial sex acts. Gross. Okay, now comes the facts of this particular case. Child trafficking venture and the egregious victimization of plaintiff CV1. Except here's the deal. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm fading. If you guys want me to keep going, send super chats. Otherwise, I'm going to bed. Let's see. Rumble rant. Do we have Rumble rants? Rumble, what are you doing? Yeah, the second comment was pretty bad. I saw that too. How you doing, locals? You still in there by yourself, Valhalla? Oh, look, Valhalla has some friends. Yay. Yay. Oh my gosh. All right. I don't know how much more we're going to get into this, but let's try. Defendant Franklin was an Alabama resident residing at 348 Gravel Hill Road. Upon information and belief from approximately July 2018 to October 2018, Franklin lived with CVI mother and her minor children. Ladies, be careful who you date and bring around your kids. During this time, defendant Franklin molested and raped at least 2 minor children. One of those children was CV1, a 12-year-old child at the time of the molestation. Franklin overpowered them and in some instances drugged them in order to victimize them while recording his acts of violence. Before the rape of plaintiff CV1, the MindGeek defendants maintained their complex corporate structure of companies and created a system for, a safe haven for, assistance to, professionals to help with, and the network of business relationships with child molesters to publish sexually explicit material of minor children for financial benefit. I don't know about you guys, but this all seems like a crime to me. Like, I can't figure out why we're in civil court. Because this is a crime. This is a crime. So where are the feds? This is a crime. This is in Alabama, JB. This is a heinous crime. Like, let's just be completely honest. This is a heinous crime that should come with like a death penalty or something. At least by May 2019, Franklin entered into an agreement and/or joint venture with the MindGeek defendants as an actor on Pornhub and identified his place of residence in agreement as whatever his address is. His Pornhub username was entitled You Rock My Cock, and his Pornhub stage name was Cooter Shooter. Oh, no. On September 6, 2019, the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency received 67 cyber tips from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children associated with the email address, which was being used for the storage and dissemination of he used a Gmail address. Oh my God, these people. Thank God they're stupid. And dissemination of sexually explicit images of minor children. The investigation revealed that Franklin was the holder of the IP address linked to this and other email addresses. On October 17th, 2019, a search warrant was executed at Franklin's residence, where numerous electronic devices were recovered. Franklin was thereafter detained and transported to the Butler County, Alabama jail. Examination of Franklin's devices revealed disturbing images of Franklin sexually assaulting CVI 1, a 12-year-old boy, and another minor child related to CVI 1, as well as other unidentified minor children. The investigation further revealed that Franklin's professional Pornhub account was set up at least by May 30th, 2019, with the account's residence username and stage name as identified above. Franklin's web history revealed that Franklin had researched and discovered that Pornhub pays actors for content views. According to the website, ViewShare is a program allowing premium members to receive a commission based on the number of views an actor's uploaded content received. Analysis of Franklin's web history revealed 121 entries with open links to Pornhub.com, where he provided, and the MindGeek defendants procured for sale downloadable videos depicting Franklin's sexually explicit victimization of CV1. The videos depicting CV1 were offered for sale on the MindGeek defendants platform for prices ranging between $5 to $20 per download. In total, videos of CV1's molestation generated an astonishing 188,000 video views with over 1,100 subscribers on Pornhub. One video entitled My Favorite Nephew generated over 50,000 views by itself. Another video entitled Opening Up Step Nephews. Oh, God. Depicting CV1 was uploaded to Pornhub. The MindGeek defendants platform on October 11th, 2019, and offered for sale for $15. Franklin, in the videos of his molestation of CV1, used disturbing titles that clearly suggested the child depicted was a minor, including but not limited to the following. And I'm not going to read these. You can read them yourself. They are clearly on the screen. In posting the videos to Pornhub, Franklin followed the guidelines and suggestions of the MindGeek defendants in the creation of tagged search terms, including references to teens. In posting the videos to Pornhub, one of the MindGeek defendants' platforms, Franklin utilized his status as one of the MindGeek defendants' actors and also used his Pornhub stage name. So they're arguing that MindGeek helped him do all of this, that they helped him generate maximum revenue, that this was all like a partnership. Yeah, you think it's brutal to listen to? Try reading it. Try reading it. It's awful. Ugh. Oh, yeah, Leah, I'll send it to you. All right, so MindGeek defendants never informed the authorities about the identity of defendant Franklin, the fact that he posted child sexual violence, or the fact that child sexual violence was being utilized on their platforms for profit to their mutual benefit. Upon information and belief through their contractual relationship, joint venture, conspiracy, scheme, and/or racketeering conduct. Yeah, they should go after him for RICO. The defendants profited from the exploitation of sexual violence and human trafficking of plaintiff CV1 in that they received something of value in return for their acts or omissions in exploiting sexual violence or trafficking off plaintiff CV1. The videos posted to Pornhub by Franklin contained obvious sexually explicit depictions of a minor child, including disturbing acts of molestation, including at all material times. The photographs, videos, and/or depictions that the MindGeek defendants offered for sale on their platform in conjunction with their venture with Franklin were those of a sexual victimization of minor children. These videos drove MindGeek traffic in the tens of thousands, some of which remained up for sale on Pornhub's platforms for almost 7 months, where users could purchase the videos and then download them. Thereafter, the videos depicting sexual violence of CV1 were free to be circulated on the internet into perpetuity, and they always will be, because they did this. There's no way that those videos will be recovered. On or about November 18th, 2019, defendants were warned by law enforcement to take the material down because it involved a suspected sexually a suspect sexually assaulting minor children. On or about November 26th, law enforcement again inquired about when the material would be removed, as it was still up on the MindGeek defendant's platform, notwithstanding law enforcement's previous request. Astonishingly, on or about December 12th, 2019, law enforcement again requested the material to be removed, as it was still up on the MindGeek defendant's platform. Upon information and belief, MindGeek defendants would not remove the material until at least by December 13th, 2019. Jeez! At no time did the defendants attempt to verify CV1's identity or age, inquire about his status as a minor child, victims of sex trafficking, or otherwise use their platform to root out the trafficking of their images. Instead, the defendants continued to disseminate these images around the world for profit, even after law enforcement informed the defendants the images contained child pornography. These people should rot in jail forever. But we don't even know that this guy's face isn't even on a wanted poster. It's incredible. All right, I think we got the drift here. Perhaps I will read more of it at a later time, but I'm starting to get a sore throat because it's just getting too long, and I'm getting tired, and I have to get up early, and I have to get the kids to school. But, however, I do have I wanted to talk about just a little bit the owner of Pornhub, whose name is either Bernard Bergamair or Bernard Bergamair. There's a podcast that tracked him down. The guy only had 3 Google entries, which is very strange. Like, he's a guy who completely stayed off the internet somehow and avoided, any trace of him. But get this. Let's see. I think I have it open here. Someone, and I'll tell you who. So the Slow News podcast. Oh, shoot. There it is. The Slow News podcast and the journalist who does this podcast, whose name is, hold on, Alexei Mostris, did really good work and tracked this guy through his wife's Instagram postings and found him in London and approached him. And so I'm going to play this little clip from the Slow News podcast. And this is really interesting. Let me just get the timestamp. I wrote it down. Okay. Timestamp. All right. First, he talks to, or they play a recording from one of the victims telling some panel in Canada, the terrible nature of this stuff.
Completely detached from my family.
That's Serena Fleites. She's 19 now, but when she was 14, she made a video for a boy she was dating, and he posted it to Pornhub.
I ended up trying to kill myself many times.
This is Serena talking to the Canadian Ethics Committee.
I ended up in mental hospitals. There was instances where the video would have literally 2.7 million views, and it would still be on Pornhub, despite hundreds of comments saying that, oh, this is definitely child pornography. And yet Pornhub still wouldn't take it down. Even when I messaged them multiple times, it would take forever.
I should say that MindGeek strongly denies any wrongdoing. Its executives told the Canadian MPs they were committed to doing more to safeguard users and performers.
I had messaged Pornhub to get the video taken down, tried to deal with it on my own. I pretended to be my mother. I flagged it and I said, hey, this is my daughter. She's only 14 now. This is child pornography. Please take this down. And they took like a week or two to respond. And then once they finally responded, they're like, oh, yes, okay, we'll take it down. And then proceeded to wait another 2 weeks before they finally did take it down.
And that's why you find me on that smart street early on a Monday morning, waiting and watching. I was there to finally try and get some answers from Bernard Bergamair.
Right.
At 8:30, there's movement.
Hold on. Is that him?
I think that's
Is
him.
that him?
Yes, it is. Mr. Bergamair, hi. I'm very sorry to disturb you at your house. I just wondered if I could ask you a few questions about MindGeek. Do you mind? We're producing a story about MindGeek, sir. And a lot of the victims on Pornhub are very anxious to hear what you think about how Pornhub allowed lots of horrible videos to be on their site. So, do you have anything to say? Do you have anything to say to the women, to the victims? No? Okay. He looked really angry, just genuinely shocked that we'd found him, and really angry. I hadn't quite believed that he would really be there, but there he was, standing in front of me, just another middle-aged guy wearing a black anorak and dad jeans, refusing to answer any of my questions. And that was it. I felt weirdly deflated. We tried sending him a letter by registered post and numerous emails, but he's refused to engage or even acknowledge us.
All right, so who is Bernard Bergamair? And by the way, that's the Slow News podcast. The name of the entire podcast is called Hunt for the Porn King, A Reckoning. It's really good. I highly recommend that you listen to it. As far as I know, they are the only news show that bothered to track this guy down. It's really bizarre. So this is this person, Bernard Bergamair, who is an Austrian businessman. He is one of the majority owners of privately held MindGeek, the Luxembourg-based conglomerate behind the popular porn site Pornhub. Although he is not mentioned in the company's corporate filings, a report by the Financial Times revealed that Bergamair is MindGeek's largest beneficiary thanks to a complex network of subsidiaries in which he owns a large percentage of the shares. He grew up as the son of farmers in Ansfelden, attended grammar school in Linz, and transferred to HLBLA's St. Florian. He then studied at the University of Linz, graduating in 1992 with a thesis on a topic related to corporate acquisition, evaluation of corporations and finance strategies in connection with M&A, LBO, and MBO. He worked for Goldman Sachs. Didn't Jeffrey Epstein work for Goldman Sachs in New York before working in Frankfurt? Who did Jeffrey work for? Wasn't it Goldman Sachs? Hold on. Goldman Sachs executive Daffy buys Jeffrey Epstein mansion. Okay. Oh, what? Didn't he do something with Goldman Sachs? I swear. Maybe it was JP Morgan. But anyway, all these finance guys, like, I don't know. I swear I thought he had something to do with Goldman Sachs. I'm looking in the Google searches, but all it keeps bringing up is this news story about a Goldman Sachs exec that bought his mansion. I need to find the older ones. Because apparently no one remembers anything about Jeffrey Epstein anymore. It's just way, way, way too old. Okay, hold on. All right, so this is the guy. Notice there's no picture here, by the way. Let's see if we can find one. There's like one picture of this guy on the whole web, and it's this picture right here. And man, does he looks like a bum. This is it. This is him. He kind of looks like Alec Baldwin. In a strange way. I can't get my thing to, let's see, what does this image link take us to? Think of the children, pleads wife of Pornhub tycoon Bernard Bergamair. Yeah, because that's what, let's think of the children, ma'am. Let's think of the children that your husband exploited and refused to remove their videos even after law enforcement told him that it was child porn. Think of those children. That's how the podcaster found them, by the way. It was his wife had like some Instagram page, and he tracked her down based on locations and stuff on Instagram. Tracked down in London, the reclusive porn king is facing questions about his business, both from his critics and his model partner. He has long evaded scrutiny by keeping his identity under wraps. Until recently, a search for his name on Google returned just 3 results, and the only known photograph of him was a blurry picture from an old university alumni magazine. He is one of the world's most mysterious billionaires with just 5 friends on a blank Facebook page. But his wife, Priscilla, a Brazilian model and fashion blogger, has 23,000 followers on Instagram. They are kept updated with glamorous photographs of her posing in jewelry from Dior, Chanel, and Cartier, and on luxury holidays in the Australian Alps and on Italy's Amalfi Coast. The Pornhub website has many critics, and Priscilla believes more must be done to protect children, including her own, from harmful content online. Well, then why is she married to him? Why doesn't she leave him then? Speaking on the doorstep of their multi-million-pound rented home in London, Priscilla said she really hopes that her husband will cut his ties with the empire he helped build. She has blogged about her own experience of having photos shared online without consent, a problem that Pornhub has long been plagued by, and spoken out about how sexualized women are dehumanized. When we approached her on Friday, Priscilla said her husband did not wish to comment and was leaving imminently for Hong Kong, but she revealed her inner turmoil over his involvement with MindGeek. What is this? Is this a PR stunt for her? She defended the company, saying its owners wanted to moderate content the best they could, and that all websites these days face similar problems. It sure doesn't sound like it, lady. He hired 10 people to be moderators for billions of videos. I don't want to hear her excuses. I'm skipping over it. The businessman was traced to West London by Tortoise, an investigative news outlet that for 4 months followed his trail via New York, China, Hong Kong, and Austria. That was the podcast that I let you listen to a little bit of. The hunt ended on one of the capital's most exclusive streets, where homes can cost $30 million or more and to buy, and $22,000 a week to rent. Reporters confronted him this month and asked questions that alleged victims of Pornhub, including those who say the site failed to remove videos uploaded without their consent, answered. He declined to comment. Photos show him hiding his face as he walked away. I just want to know why this guy hasn't been arrested. Because it sure seems like there's a lot of crimes going on here. And if the feds really wanted to find something, they would, because they can find something to arrest anybody for anything. So the answer is they don't want to arrest him. That's the answer. They don't want to. Or they would have already. This is his wife, by the way. I was reading this article. I forgot to change the share tab. They don't want to arrest him. They don't want to press charges. Just like nobody wanted to arrest Jeffrey Epstein, and nobody wants to find out who his clients were. It's the same thing over and over again, and I'm sick of it. Nobody cares about kids. This is all a big joke. These two will never pay. She's profiting off of it just as much as he is. So, great. Sleep on that. And this is so frustrating. Anyway, I gotta run. It's too late here. I gotta go to bed. You guys have a terrific rest of your evening. Thanks for tuning in to True Crime Tuesday Part 2, since we didn't get Part 1 finished. And I'll see you tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Alvin Louis is going to be with me at 11. We are going to be talking about a new groomer that he has uncovered. That should be a lot of fun. And I'm sure it will be more, it'll have more laughs than today. Please visit the merch store if you haven't already. There's a lot of really fun stuff in there, new stuff that you should see. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow. We'll do some call-ins tomorrow too. That'll be fun. Take care and stop using Pornhub.
I was so lost, my world is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices. Oh, and my heart, million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say. No, I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say goodbye. This time I know my road is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices. And my heart, million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye.